would you call this LeBron making excuses?
Yes. Now, let me say something.
Of course Oakland thinks so.
Let me say something.
Man. What?
LeBron is telling the truth. He's not lying to you. You ask him a question, he gives you an answer. I have a lot of admiration for the way he handles himself in these situations. In fact, off the top of this show, I said the same thing. 73-win team adds KD. You think that's going to be easy? It's hard. Oh, LeBron, what went wrong? Those dudes are beasts is what went wrong. You know, like, what do you want? Like, we got to figure out how to beat them.
Right.
So in that sense, he's telling the truth. And there's a difference between an excuse and an explanation. But if you're LeBron James, at the post-game presser, after you got your butts whooped in game 1, and your answer is, well, they were incredible last year and they added KD, there's no way to hear that that's not an excuse. It sounds like he's saying, like, we are the underdogs. It's going, we have our work. Well, if you're the underdogs, you're acknowledging you're not supposed to win. And he there basically said what a lot of the experts think. The Cavs are not supposed to win. They're going to have to pull a rabbit out of their hat again, and a bigger rabbit out of a smaller hat, right? They're going to have to do it again to win. When I say that, it's okay. It's an explanation. Yeah. If someone else says it, but when LeBron says it, the leader of his team, after a game like that, there's no way to hear it that doesn't sound like an excuse.
Oh, it's a way to hear it, and I got the answer for you right now. One, you have never engaged in mental warfare, because obviously the way that you just explained this
for a challenge.
Sounds like you're a sucker in those moments. LeBron is sitting there, and it's smart play. This is the best way to play it. LeBron is sitting there saying, one, I've been to 8 finals. In 6 of those finals, I've been the underdog. LeBron is sitting there saying, I've been to 8 finals, and I've lost game 1 every single time except 1. And LeBron is sitting there saying, I know what my teammates are thinking. Nobody on this team is mentally ready for this moment like I am. So let me just give them what they already are hearing and what they know. You are going against a Goliath. That team did add Kevin Durant. However, we saw this team get fat and full last year. We saw this team last year 3-1 up. And then all of a sudden said, just like in the tortoise versus the hare, let me take a nap in the middle of the race and wake up and see the tortoise pass me by. So LeBron is preaching to his teammates saying, I want you guys to realize you're going up the hill. I am preaching up here right now, let you know.
He is preaching.
LeBron is telling his teammates, don't worry. Don't worry. We know the mental makeup of that team. We've seen it before. Just last year, when they get fat and full, they'll slow down.
I'm not questioning your expertise in fat and full. However, the full usually comes before the fat. Not being full so much. You should see his breakfast plate.
My breakfast came out
Leave
red.
this man alone.
But
we don't skip
when
meals.
the tortoise faces the hare and the starter's pistol goes off and it's aimed at the Cavs got shot last night. I mean, that's what happened.
No.
That was not like what you saw from the Warriors last night for the first time, really, that I've seen all season, is not just that Steph got going or KD got going. It's that they both got going. They stayed hot together.
Yeah.
Like Steph's crime partner is now not Clay, who's excellent, or Draymond, who's done the most with his ability that he possibly could. It's another superstar on the same level, and they both stayed. The challenge is always how many touches, like, can they both, and they both stayed white hot, right? And LeBron saw that after the game and was like, well, that's a whole lot of.
So I have one question. So do you think LeBron's playing mind games here, trying to get them, feeling themselves, and then he's going to come back with the adjustments in the next game? Or do you think he's trying to kind of set up those defeated type, that mentality, those excuses in case he can't get it done? Like he's feeling a little defeated, feeling the doubts creep in.
All right, look, LeBron is smart. He's calculated in these moments as well. He went out there trying to play some great basketball. At the end of the first quarter, what was his stat line? 13, 8, and 6 or something crazy? And then
what was the 13? The turnovers?
The turnovers. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I have facts. I'm glad you said that. And then the second quarter came. And the second quarter came, and he didn't have the teammates that he thought he had. He looked around and saw Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, Darren Williams, Kyle Korver not making a shot. J.R. Smith made the first shot, and that was it for those 4 guys, 1 of 14. So LeBron realizes, okay, these guys, they're not ready for tonight. And then you say, when the gun goes off, You got to remember who LeBron James is in this race. He's Usain Bolt. Usain
Is
Bolt.
he the tortoise or the hare or Usain Bolt?
Starts slow. You got to give him a pass in the beginning of the race because that's not his part of the race. But LeBron James has always made up the difference, made up the gap. And because of him and the confidence that he gives his teammates, they start to come into the fold.
Well, look, there's
and that's
a
what's
flip
gonna
side
happen
to
again.
that, though. And I've made this point about LeBron. He knows how to get a group of guys to optimize, right? Remember, we had on a radio show, Max and Marcellus in L.A., we had Meta World Peace, came on after the Cavs lost in 6 to the Warriors, but LeBron put on one of the great, all-time great displays, exhibitions in terms of his individual talent, and also bringing a team of nobodies because he didn't have Kyrie, didn't have Kevin Love along with him. And you and I were very impressed. And Meta sat there and said, nope, I don't think so. Basically, his point was LeBron becomes a one-man show, and he's not actually empowering his teammates. That was Meta's point at the time.
Which is false because we saw last year Kyrie Irving join
However, you do have to start asking the question, as much as I've made the argument that LeBron James figures out how to optimize pieces around him, he did show up in Miami, and Dwayne Wade became some lesser version of himself. You can say it's because of injury and age, fine.
Oh, yeah.
Shows up in Cleveland, and the trajectory of Kyrie's career in terms of how he would be perceived by now, not quite there. Kevin Love, too. They both seem like when LeBron doesn't play, they still can't win. They were never able to win in Minnesota, Kevin Love, or Kyrie in Cleveland. Well, Kevin Love didn't have a squad in Cleveland. Kyrie was a baby still.
Right.
But why is it they still haven't figured out how to do it without LeBron? And when LeBron's having a game where he turns the ball over a bunch of times, let's not forget, 26 points, 15 boards, 7 assists. That's basically Russell Westbrook. 8 turnovers, that's a Russell Westbrook game.
Yeah.
When LeBron's only Russell Westbrook, Kyrie and Kevin Love and these guys can't figure out how to win,